remember my dad watching much of anything else, except for Indiana Jones. But I was really into it. You know, he was really into it. It was like a family get-together thing. And it's like that for a lot of families. Most of my friends who've seen Indy found it through their parents.
I have a lot of favorite scenes in the first Raiders film, but I think the scene that stands out for me the most is the basket chase.
I don't have one particular moment that I can nominate as my favorite. There are lots and lots of moments that I have enjoyed seeing again.
You're not the man I knew 10 years ago.
It's not the years, it's the mileage.
I just thought, you know, when he and Karen Allen were on screen together, it was just electric. It was utterly transporting.
You don't know what they've got there.
Well, I know what I've got here.
My favourite bit in that film was when the guy came out with the sword, giving it all the large. And he went on and on and on, and Harrison shot him. Which I thought was kind of the thing he should do. It was simple, you know?
Indy shooting the guy with the scimitar instead of engaging in a bullwhip fight with him is just a moment of movie inspiration that will live forever.
I'm going after that truck. Oh, I don't know. I'm making this up as I go.
I have a lot of favorite scenes. I think my favorite, which was the inspiration for the whole series in the end, was the truck chase. And him going under the truck with his whip and that whole thing, which was really where the concept of this whole thing started.
I think the best set piece for me in Temple of Doom is the scene where Indy gets caught in that crusher chamber where the ceiling is coming down and the spikes come out of the hole. And Willie Scott is outside and Indy is trying to get her to find the release mechanism to reverse the crushing effect about to happen to him short round. And then she's got her hands full with bugs and she's panicking and freaking out over the bugs while he's trying to get her attention to put her hand in this really gross hole.
We are going to die!
It's soft!
That, to me, that cutting back and forth is my favorite scene in the entire movie.
He's such a man's man. He's the ultimate superhero. So when you put him in these vulnerable situations, it's hysterical. You watch Temple of Doom, anytime he get into a situation, short round, he's vulnerable. He's talking to a kid.
No mistake!
Mistake!
I'm very little. She's very big.
Just any vulnerability with him is funny. He's really funny.
My favorite line? Gee, there's a lot of good ones.
It was in the script, but it was the way Harrison did it when he said snakes.
Why did it have to be snakes?
And then Solid comes in, which is an equally good line, I think. Larry Kasdan wrote and said, asps, very dangerous. You go first.
I know, the dialogue's so sparkling, you know. I mean, from the first movie, Indy's line with Mary, you know, I can only say I'm sorry so many times. She says, we'll say it again.
Do you know what you did to me in my life?
I can only say I'm sorry so many times.
Well, say it again anyway.
I just love that. The third movie, remember Connery's line, I should have sent it to the Marx Brothers. There's a million of them.
Should we discuss this later? I should have mailed it to the Marx Brothers. Will you take it easy?
My favourite Indiana Jones film is The Crusade. Not just because Sean Connery was in it. Not because
Excuse me.
Just the subject matter, you know? And it was the first one that actually tugged on your heartstrings a little bit for me. I remember at the end with the old knight standing there, who'd been there for hundreds and hundreds of years. I actually started crying. I think that got the emotions going that one. I kind of like that. And I like the whole thing about the father and son element in it, you know? Of the son being brought to his dad and, you know, finding one another again. So that was my favourite one.
Keep looking down. Let Sean see you looking down.
There was quite a talented group of people, and there was a real explosion in the area of the blockbuster movie kind of coming into its own, with Stephen having done Jaws and George having done Star Wars, and then moving into the Indiana Jones series. And they were really at the forefront of that.
But another aspect of this series that's been kind of interesting to me is that the number of filmmakers today, younger filmmakers, that come up to me and say, well, The Raiders of the Lost Ark was, you know, why I got into movies.
Hey, Mom, sorry.
Talk to me about how they watched it in film school and how they learned so much from it, how Steven shot that, the action sequences, and the rest is history.